Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and welcome back.
It's us.
Hello.
The dreaded hour is upon you.
Yes.
What will you do?
Listen to podcast.
Popcast.
For there is no other option. Except for that little pause or stop button you have.
That doesn't exist anymore.
We took
I have
it away.
taken it away.
Oh,
It's ours now.
You're stuck with me.
you sound a little congested, Dylan. Well,
I'm feeling under the weather.
uh-oh.
The
Yeah.
weather is above me.
He has a fever of 106.5 and his brain is now soup.
No. I have no fever. Fever is the only thing.
And his
that I
brain
don't
is still
have.
solid,
My wrinkles are
Right.
intact.
right?
Soup
There is no
brain.
smoothness to be seen.
Smooth brain looking. Oh, man, dude.
We watched. Hey, I got more brains than Marvin. Am I right?
Oh, my God. How dare you?
Oh, come on.
Damn.
Dude, Marvin
He's
got
nobody
clapped.
anyone would miss.
Marvin got so clapped, dude. That was
He got
awesome.
by
clapped
accident.
hard.
That's the best part, is that his character got killed completely by accident, and it was still
Mhm.
such a nice point in the movie. I love it.
Yikes. Well, we watched Pulp Fiction this week,
Yeah.
which is a movie that I have apparently seen at least 2 whole scenes of, like the full scenes.
It's about very real orange juice.
I've seen so much of this movie without even knowing it.
Really?
Like, I didn't even know that was this movie. It was one of those. I knew nothing about this movie at all. I knew less than nothing about this movie.
It's one
And then
of
they started
those-
doing scenes where I was like, oh, they've seen the memes for this one. I can think
Yeah.
of at least 4 memes that I found in this movie.
At this point, I feel like everybody's seen at least one tidbit of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first scene where they're talking about it, the serious gourmet shit scene, the him looking around the apartment shrugging scene. I've seen there's at least 4
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
4 memes at least.
There's the one from like early back in the early 2000s is the one where it's both John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson have that moment where they just both with both
Pull
their
out the
guns.
gas.
Yeah, exactly. And kill that guy with the revolver.
Man,
That whole situation.
that was brutal.
That was awesome though.
Man,
Mhm.
The problem with this movie is like you don't know what's going on because it's in acts. Unlike other movies that we put in acts, like it's actually in acts.
Yeah.
They're actually, it fades to black and then gives you the name of the next act on the freaking screen. And
It's sort of like a...
it only does
separate-
that because you need to know that it's talking about a different timeline now.
Yeah.
The problem is the timelines are like out of order.
Mhm.
And so like the ending of the movie is not actually the timeline into the movie because we see one character die in the movie. And then Vincent, you see him die.
Mhm.
And then the actual ending act of the movie is like before Vincent met the guy who kills him. And it's like
Yeah.
them doing something. So it's like all out of whack. But I'll be honest, it was still a great movie.
I had a fun time. It's like on paper, it's easy to follow what's going on, but
Mhm.
because it's out of order, I ended the movie confused and kind of frustrated because I'm
Yeah.
like, so wait a second, where am I now?
There was
The
a
only
gimp.
The
Oh,
only
man.
thing that I was able to follow was wardrobe changes. There was a point where, like, again, yes, I understand what we're going through as far as like
Mhm.
story goes, but like, if I was to follow something, it's like some of the main characters change wardrobe, and that's like what you use as your anchor point to figure out what point in time you're in.
Yeah.
And it's like without
Are
that,
they wearing dorky clothes? Okay.
Yes,
now I
or they
know.
wear
Yeah,
their
those like
suits.
annoying frat guys. Is there blood on the clothing right now?
yeah, exactly.
It's...
Mm-hmm.
I think structure-wise, however disorganized and, or rather unorthodox it is, I think it's cool how each character gets a starting point and their stories intersect with each other
Yeah,
throughout the movie.
Pretty much every character is important, or you feel like they're important.
Mhm.
Marvin was important, and he literally was just kind of tossed to the wayside, shot in the head by accident, and his whole purpose
Oh,
was for them to
man.
clean him up out of the car.
Yep.
And his character felt important. The
But hey,
character
we
who
got to meet
asks
the
what it
wolf.
feels like to kill a man to Butch, she seems like she's important, and I thought she was. No, she's just a taxi driver who
Yep.
just asked what it was like to kill a man, and he tipped, and she was like, okay, neat, and you never see her again.
Very odd interest.
Even
Mhm.
the characters that don't have anything important about them necessarily are like somehow feel important, and
Mhm.
they're still well made.
Given some spotlight time.
And like every major character has their own time in the spotlight, where they get a story behind them and all of that. And but I think every character was really well done.
I'm not actually sure how many Quentin Tarantino films that I've seen. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not quite sure, but I've heard they're strange, or I heard they're different.
Yeah.
So
if this one is anything to go by, for sure.
And so by me sounding upset about the fact that I'm confused or the fact that it's disoriented because it's like artistic expression or artistic choice, I kind of knew that going into it.
Yeah.
What I didn't know was that Quentin Tarantino was a character in the movie. And not only that, kind
Makes
of a
little
funny
cameo.
character.
Jimmy.
Not even like a little cameo. Like, he was a substantial character.
Honestly,
for
was
one-
my favorite character.
Yeah. Well, I think was he the director of that movie or just the writer or I guess I'm not quite sure.
Well, let's see.
I don't know, but his character's my favorite. His character's just some dude.
Oh yeah.
And like
somehow mixed in
there's
with the mafia.
no, exactly. There's 3 gangsters and a dead body in his house, and he's like, "Listen, my wife's gonna be so upset if she comes home and finds 3 gangsters and a dead body in my house." And one of the gangsters is like, "Nah, Jimmy, I get it. You've got something to do. We're gonna handle this, okay?" And he's just like, really, he's just really cool to this character, and is like,
Yeah.
the guy's like, "All right, we're gonna get it, okay? Capiche? We're gonna get you out of this bloody. We're gonna clean this corpse up. Jimmy, get me some coffee." And he's like, "Oh yes, sir, Mr. Wolf. How do you like your coffee?" Like, it would be like if a mobster came in my house and started bossing people around, but was like, "I'm still in your house. Do you want me to take my shoes off?" No, Mr. Wolf, that's fine. Thanks, man.
Quite all right.
Like, yeah, his character is my favorite because he's just straight up a normal guy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, he was the director and he did the screenplay for the movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Also made back in 1994.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
1994. That was when I was born.
my next
Well,
favorite
Happy
is
birthday.
Well.
yeah, that's how that works. My next favorite character is Wolf, though. He's really funny.
Oh, yeah.
He was a really funny character as well. So pretty please, with a cherry on top, clean the effing car. Oh, man. But, yeah, I don't really have that much written down about the movie or whatever because I was just trying to follow. It was one of those movies where I tried really hard to follow along.
Yeah, it's just...
So I kind of knew what was happening, and I didn't take the time to write stuff down. I also had a couple of messages to send during the beginning, so...
It would be fairly hard to...
But earlier on in the movie, they had this one guy who they were talking about him. I forget even who it was, but they were trying to figure out. They were talking about how he was a fat guy. I think it was the guy who died. I don't remember, but at the beginning of the movie, they're like, "Oh, like he's a pretty fat guy. What can I say?" And then
half black and half Samoan.
yeah, you're right. That was it. And what's the black guy's name? Who played Jules?
Jules.
I just know
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, Jules. Okay. Yeah. So Jules, Samuel L.
The
Jackson.
motherfucker, man.
He says, yeah. He says, "Oh, come on, man. I wouldn't go as far." I'm quoting right now. "I wouldn't go as far as to call a brother fat. He got a weight problem, but what's the nigga gonna do? He's Samoan."
Oh my God.
I love that line so much.
Man.
That's the only thing I wrote down though. The rest of the movie, like, I didn't even. I couldn't. I didn't have the time to like write anything down.
Yeah. Goes at a breakneck pace, it does.
It kind of feels like it, yeah.
It's like, oh, we're starting with this fella. Now we're going over to this guy.
That guy, Vincent, died
you
in the
see what's
blink of an
going on
eye.
with this other guy. He's like 50 miles away.
Vincent died in the blink of an eye. He didn't even, like the scene of him dying was like, oh, okay, he's dead. All right, moving on.
Yep.
Like, and then he comes back for the next act, and you're like, wait.
His time of death was measured by a toaster.
That was
With
so
some
awesome.
toast and pop-ups.
That was so cool. He got some toast and pop-ups, legally different, and they popped up, and he immediately got shot. That was perfect.
Silenced Uzi.
That was neat.
Man, after that happened, I was like,
What the fuck?
I don't know where I am right now. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nani.
That's fair.
Oh man, but I don't know. There's not like a crazy amount to talk about because, like I said, I didn't write anything. I didn't really write anything down.
I see
I'm trying to
why
remember.
this movie is the way it is.
Yeah.
I see why it's so well memed. It's so easy to meme.
It's so easy. It
Oh,
also
yes.
helps that you have Samuel L. Jackson and you also have like John Travolta.
Oh, it's an
and, like,
all-star cast.
so it's a very strong
Very much
cast.
so. Lots of well-known people.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but it's also like the fact that like
You got Fast and Furious Bald Boy as well.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Bruce
I
Willis.
just forgot his name.
Die Hard,
Yeah.
man.
It
Oh yeah, Die Hard, man. I just forgot.
Yeah. Whenever I tell you that like the dialogue is what like the magic of this
Man, it is spot on.
movie is, it's like, dude,
It's beautiful.
It's
That
so
last scene where they're just chatting and he's just pulling a gun in his face and he's like, I'd just kill you, but I've had a bit of what did he say it was?
a change of heart.
Transitional period.
Transitional period. He said, but I'm kind of in a bit of
Yeah.
a transitional period right now and not want to kill people. I love it. It was so good.
That is awesome.
That entire monologue is, I would cite as another reason you should watch the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If
I mean-
nothing else, for the monologues of the characters.
Not with the family though. I mean, like there's so much murder. There's a gimp.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
there's plenty.
Oh, and
There's
you
a
want to
gimp
talk
with
about
sexual assault. There's
Yeah.
there's BDSM.
and you want to talk about the
that
foul
was
language.
so random, by the way. Can we just talk about that? That was like it was like, oh, we're gonna fight. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna knock each other out, and they're tied up. And I even
Like,
said
as
out
if the
loud,
switching between characters wasn't bad
yeah.
enough.
And I even said out loud, I was like, why did he tie them up and then use a ball gag as like to bind their mouth? Oh, it's a sex dungeon. Oh, there's gimps. Oh
Mhm.
no. Oh no.
God, that poor
like-
fucking gimp.
I mean, it'd be like that.
Oof. That is an
But the thing is, it
existence I would
doesn't.
not wish upon anyone.
The poor main character, main
Yikes.
bad guy. What's his name? Marcus or whatever. No,
Marcellus.
Marcellus.
Mhm.
Yeah, back. He's the poor one here. The gimp. It's too late for him. He's already
Yeah.
dead. But like,
And in the timeline, that technically happens towards like the end of the movie. Technically,
that's
Mhm.
timeline wise. That scene where it goes from there and he steals the bike and then he leaves. That is the end of the timeline movie. So that's
Yeah.
after Vincent
You
is
can
dead.
consider
The
Butch's
actual
story
last
arc,
act of the movie
Uh-huh.
is
that is crazy.
is before that happens. Whenever they're wearing their silly clothes, eating breakfast.
Yep.
So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah,
But yeah, like that was what hit me from left field. I was like, what's going on? As far as endings go, I mean, I thought the ending movie was pretty good. It was interesting, but again, it's a little bit weird because you have to like remind yourself, like, oh wait, that guy's dead.
It's almost like he figured out the ending before he finished writing for the movie.
Yeah.
And then he
Mhm.
wrote that badass scene with Samuel L. Jackson and
It's
Josh
like I feel
Travolta,
like
and it was just like,
I-
well, fuck.
I feel like it's
I
an
gotta put this at
interesting
the end now.
right. Yeah, I feel like it's like an interesting way of subverting a cool character dying at the end of the movie to say
Yeah.
that they died earlier, but then ending the movie on a cool note. That way,
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
still likes the movie and can
Yeah.
savor their last moment with the character.
Okay.
But then you still have the ending that you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like, honestly, it's a weird idea, but like I feel like being executed in practice, I think it worked really well. Like
wasn't
for
bad.
story wise, that character's dead now for whatever reason, but
Right.
also like for the ending, the last scene of the movie is a badass scene of those two characters, which is what everybody wants, right?
Mhm.
You go into the movie, these two characters are the coolest. You end the movie, they're still the coolest,
Yeah.
and he still had the whole story across too. So it's weird, but it kind of works. So
hmm
How about that adorable robber couple at the very beginning?
I love the fact that they tied the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I
Like
just
the fact that it's both.
they were so much.
oh,
Ringo
so
and Yolanda.
extra.
What was it? Butch and what's her name?
You're thinking of Bruce Willis's character,
No. What's her name though? His girlfriend.
Yolanda.
No. Butch.
Oh, Butch is
Butch and what's her name?
Fabienne.
Yeah, her. Yeah, Butch and her. I kept joking around. I was like, God, they have such a weird relationship, but also like low key, it's kind of like goals. Like
Yeah.
they kind of read each other's minds and are like cute about everything, but also like, God, you're
Mhm.
both just so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking about the two in the diner at like the
oh, I
very
know, but I was
beginning.
just
Oh,
saying
okay.
on the topic of relationships, those two, because yeah, the two in the beginning are just flat out weird, not even goals. They're just like, oof, that's a lot going on,
Yeah.
but they're funny.
pot bellies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Pot bellies. I punch you right in your pot belly, and then they have sex. I'm like, what? You
Oh
guys are
my God.
you guys are so weird, but also like goals.
It's one of the weirdest
Yeah.
dichotomies I've ever seen.
Of course.
Yeah. So, there's so much covered in this movie, but easily though, Jimmy, my favorite character. So, Dylan, who's your favorite character?
Oh man.
Do you have two options that I'm guessing for you, but I want you to tell me first. I'll tell you the people I was thinking.
Can it be a double?
No. You have to pick one, and then I'll tell you the two I was thinking of for you.
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson's my favorite, hands down.
Jules.
Yeah.
There's just no like
I'm
his.
torn between Jules and Vincent Vega.
Yeah, really, Jules and
Yeah.
Vincent. Okay, I figured that you were gonna pick Jules or Wolf.
Oh shit.
Oh, dude, Wolf is so cool too.
Yeah.
I'm torn
Winston.
between Jimmy and Wolf because the only time you see both those characters, they're together just shooting the shit. They're so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
But I think Jimmy wins. I just like the fact that he's just some normal Chad, just living his life. Like, dude, my wife's gonna be so
Chad.
mad. Oh my god, this sucks. And then like
Oh, man.
3 gangsters are in his house. There's a dead body, and he's like, "No, this is not cool." And he's like the only guy who's like a normal guy, like telling off gangsters, and they're like, "Look, we need him. We can't get mad at him or whatever."
Yeah.
So he's just like mouthing off to these gangsters that are
Mhm.
like, they literally just finished murdering multiple people, like, and one of them literally by accident. And you're over here like, "No, this is not okay." Like,
You.
Oh man,
Gangster 3 comes in and is like, "Dude, nice coffee."
I just love the fact that we go from at one point in the movie when we establish our 2 guys busting up in this house. Again, I love the fact that they didn't even knock. They just they were like, it's not our time yet. So they stand in front of the door and they wait for their time. And of course, whenever that happens, the door opens. And of course, they just walk up in there and was like, "How's it going, guys?
He eats his
Is that a
burger.
cheeseburger? Mind if I have your Sprite?"
The intro, he finishes his Sprite. The intro's
Asserting
really
dominance.
good. Can we just talk about
Yes.
what is actually
But-
in the safe? That's never established.
I'm
is it?
assuming it's gold.
It glows like gold, but
Yeah.
it's never established.
Yeah, that
and-
no one ever directly says what's in the briefcase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but everyone's blown away by it.
Right.
Like, I don't even know.
The
I'll look it up and see if
Because
it's in
gold
the
was a hot
script.
commodity back in 1994.
To be fair, if you had a
But-
suitcase full of gold in front
So
of
wait,
you, like,
wait,
dude,
wait,
that's
wait.
pretty shocking.
So they assert dominance by walking into this room,
Eating the guy's
Again,
food,
just-
drinking his drink.
shooting his buddy,
Mm-hmm.
and just really,
Shooting his buddy.
really
It's
just
a hell of a jump.
putting your foot down.
Oh, yeah.
And I just love how they go from that to then getting into some real shit,
Mhm.
getting into a real bad situation, and they call their buddy, and of course he gets the Wolf involved.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up in here, old guy, probably been a gangster for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up cleaning up the job or whatever. And I love how after the fact they're like a bunch of schoolboys sitting down there like, "Man, wasn't he so cool, dude?" It was like it was just really nice that they were just like,
man,
he was a lot more cool. I thought he was
wanna
gonna be
that guy.
I thought he was gonna have like an accent or something, and you're like, man, it was just funny. I loved that kind of
Mhm.
the flip flop of personality, and of
Yeah.
course, at the end of that scene, goes right back down to,
Mhm.
it just was really cool.
So there's a couple of theories apparently, and I like all of them. So the first theory is that Marcellus, the big
Yeah.
bad guy,
Mm.
you know how you see that scar on the back of his head?
Yeah.
He's got the Band-Aid on the back of his head. The first prevailing theory is that the suitcase contains his soul. Because he
Excuse
sold
me?
his soul to the devil in exchange to be the prominence gangster, and you can see the scar on the back of his head where his soul was taken. That's the first theory, which
Huh.
I'm gonna be honest is wild, and I love it.
That's a bit
Yeah,
lofty, in my personal opinion.
But also, you know what? What else does the scar mean? I don't even know. I'm cool with this. The next one though is the briefcase contains either radioactive material because it glows, or the diamonds from Tarantino's first film, Reservoir Dogs.
Oh shit.
These
Wow.
are the three theories. I like the first and last one. The radioactive material one's kind of boring. I'll be honest. The first one's wild. I think it has the soul of the bad guy in it because that's just awesome. What a
Yeah.
story.
I also like how they didn't really show his face till later on in the movie.
Mhm.
It was always just the back of his head, so you're just like, oh, this is
This guy's important.
this guy's covered in mystery.
Yeah.
Yes, cloaked, if you will, cascaded in mystery, dripping with mystery.
Wow.
Evaded by the camera.
Quite. But yeah, I think that's all I've got on it. I guess you describe it in 3 words, Dylan. I forgot.
Oh shit. Hmm.
I'm trying to think of something too. I don't know how to describe this film in 3 movies.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
Okay.
Also, my question before we continue, where does the term Pulp Fiction come in?
I was thinking that too.
Just out of curiosity.
The name Pulp Fiction reminds me of The Breakfast Club, the movie. Not even close to what the
Yeah.
name would make you think. Not even close.
I don't even understand the word placement. It
was
just sounds random.
It was a similar thing with Fight Club, where it's with Fight Club, you think it's about just a fight club.
Yeah.
And then you watch the movie and you're like, oof, this goes into anarchy territory really fast.
Yeah.
And like the same, it's like Pulp Fiction. Oh, this is. I wonder what that even means. What's that about? And then it just finishes, and you're
didn't they define the word pulp?
Yeah, they showed pulp and fiction, the definitions at the beginning of the movie.
which doesn't really
what did
open the direct definition of both words together. Doesn't really open up what the movie means at all. Like I don't think that really helps me that much.
I think it applies in the sense that it's just a very gritty and grimy story.
Well, I mean, that works, I guess.
It's got a lot of fictional pulp.
It's a very
to it.
pulpy fiction. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a fictional story that's very pulpy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of bits in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very chunky.
You guys ready for some quotes?
Some
Big,
gray matter.
thick,
Oh, gosh dang it.
quotes.
No, I don't.
Okay,
No, I don't. Oh my gosh.
So 3
Please
words.
enable ads. No,
I'm not enabling ads.
I'm not
for
enabling
anybody.
ads.
Fuck
Never.
off.
I have ad block for a reason. Eat my shorts.
Yes.
So describe it in 3 words, Dylan. Quick. You're out of time.
Mm.
All right, come on. Pulp Fiction gun. I don't care. Pick something. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's favorite line is 2 of the 3 words. Come on, man.
English motherfucker do.
I mean, technically.
Do you speak it?
Yeah.
Or alternatively,
I
you
like
speak it.
Do you speak it? Yes, yes, indeed. Let's see. So I'm thinking mine would have to be drugs.
Drugs, that's just one word.
I'm not done. Gosh, you're rushing me. Drugs, guns,
Babes.
drugs, guns, swearing. That would be it.
Yeah, dude, you want to
I
talk
was gonna
about
say
some...
drugs, guns, and mean words.
You
but
want to
that's
talk
not 3
about
words.
some offensive language in this movie.
It is
Yikes.
rampant.
I didn't realize until we got like halfway through this movie.
It's
I
an
was
older
like,
movie, so they dropped the N word, but the subtitles have
everybody
that
gets a
hard
pass.
R in it. It's just rough. It's
Man,
rough, but
I
it's
was
such
like-
a good movie, though.
You want to talk about a different time?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
I love it, dude. I still like, what's he going to do? He's Samoan. Oh, man. So,
Hamburgers, the cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
yeah, that one. So, what are we watching next, everybody?
Oh, man.
It's a good
I
question.
have no idea. Got so many things to choose from.
Then start choosing.
The lineup.
The path of the righteous is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the
That's
selfish.
not a quote from the movie. That's a quote from
and
the Bible.
tyranny of
But it is
evil
quoted in the
men.
movie.
Yeah, that's
Therefore,
like
by
that's like that
proxy.
meme where it says like it's a quote from somebody, it's in quotes, and then below it has the guy from The Office's name. That's that. You're like, oh yeah, I'm quoting Samuel L. Jackson, who's quoting the Bible though. So,
Right.
like,
Blessed is he
oh man,
who, in the name of charity and goodwill,
quoting
shepherds the weak.
Ezekiel. To
through
be
the-
fair, like Ezekiel does have some crazy stuff
for
happening
he
in the
is
Bible.
truly
so,
his
like,
brother's keeper.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
That motherfucker was spitting.
Oh man, and he gets to like a point where he says it in such a way that's like so convicting.
and you're like, wow.
And he's like, man,
wow.
he's about to shoot
And then
this
he just
guy.
shoots the guy.
He's like,
They both shoot him.
yeah,
Well,
Just
to be fair,
unload
if
on him.
if you're looking for quotes to say before you shoot somebody,
that
Ezekiel's
is
probably got
one.
no, not just that. No, Ezekiel probably has the most of those.
Oh really?
I'm just being honest.
I don't think I've actually read the book of Ezekiel all the
It's
way
just-
through.
I mean, it's just. I feel like there's so much that happens.
Really?
But I mean, there's probably a few other Old Testament. A lot of people. There's a lot of lines. Of people
Oh, the
like
Old
that.
Testament was a wild time.
Yeah,
I
so-
always talk about if you guys will,
Gosh, the Old Testament was so cool.
dude, if you
Old
guys will
Testament,
just hear me out. Let me. Oh wait, can I please? You guys hold on, banter for a second while
It's
I look
not
this up.
What? For me, the Old Testament isn't nearly as close to like old God mythos, but it's damn close. Like,
Dude, he gets buck
some
wild.
shit goes down.
Hold on, let's see if I can't find this.
That being said, I can't think of many examples besides like the burning bush and the fucking
Samson, I'm telling you, I'm reading.
Oh shit,
I'm
he was
reading,
Old Testament.
Yeah, well, what was he, dude? Oh my gosh!
Dude, Samson was a
wait.
fucking rock.
I have to find it, please.
Let's see.
Oh come on.
Yeah, God was pulling some fucking japes over. What was his name? The dude that almost sacrificed his son. And then God was like, "Yo, wait! I was kidding.
Oh yeah.
It's just a joke, man."
I feel bad. This is where my Bible knowledge gets real bad.
Aw, shit.
Yeah.
Balls exposed live audibly.
Yeah. Do you remember his name?
Which one's name?
Was it Moses?
Moses?
No, it was somebody. Somebody brings his kid up to a hill to basically get killed.
Yeah.
You mean whenever he tries sacrificing Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was that sacrificed Isaac, though. Just look up the sacrificing of Isaac. Not the binding of Isaac. That's a different
Not the binding of Isaac.
It's a great game.
different thing. Though.
However, unrelated to the Old Testament, unfortunately.
It's Abraham who sacrificed
Abraham and Isaac.
Good old Lincoln.
Good old Abe.
Honest
Abe.
Abe.
Sacrificing his kids. Yeah, as soon as you asked me, I forgot. But yes, Abraham.
Okay.
He brings his kid up and sacrifices him, and then a lamb appears in the bushes, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just sacrifice that instead of my son." Imagine being like, just low key, guys. I've always thought this. Imagine being Isaac, and your dad's like, "Oh, never mind, lol, I'll sacrifice that," and you're like, "Pops, were you actually gonna kill me?"
You were about to fucking kill me.
You were about to kill me. I know the Lord just told you to stop, and I was just kind of rolling with it, but like, dog.
Can you guys just hear me out while I read this story? Just this brief passage, please.
Sure.
The Bible is not brief.
Oh, but please, just I'm gonna read.
Anything
it.
about it.
All right, everybody, buckle up in the beginning. Okay.
No.
Welcome to
When-
Bible study.
When he came to Lehi, the Philistines came shouting to meet him, and then the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon them, and the ropes that were on his arms became as flax that has caught fire, and his bonds melted off of his hands.
Dude.
This is a story about Samson.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yes, exactly.
Okay, this is
and
Samson.
he found a fresh jawbone of a donkey,
Oh yeah,
and put out his hand and took it. And with it, he struck 1,000 men. And Samson said, "With the jawbone of a donkey, heaps upon heaps. With the jawbone of a donkey, I struck down 1,000 men."
yeah.
Hold on.
I think the best part of the story though
Wait,
is like he kills 1,000 people with a
Yes,
jawbone.
I'm about to
and
get to
then
that.
Okay, all right.
It
go
says,
for it.
As soon as he had finished speaking, he threw away the jawbone out of his hand, and that place he called Remeth Lehi. And he was thirsty, and he called upon the Lord and said,
Like,
"You
hey,
have-
yo, give me some
No,
water."
it's even better. He says, You have granted this great salvation by the hand of your servant, and shall I now die of thirst and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised?" And then God split open a hollow place in a rock that is at Lehi, and the water came out of it, and so he drank from it, and his spirit was returned and revitalized. Therefore, the name, and of course it goes in like the calling the place of what is called, whatever.
Now, the moral of this story being, if you're
Shout into the
uncircumcised,
jawbones are
Samson
a
will come for you.
No.
If your PP has not been cut correctly,
No.
Samson will find you with a jawbone.
There's a
Not
donkey
even that.
jaw in your future.
There's a
think that's-
donkey jaw in your future.
I think he just calls it that. He calls that for the people that are,
That's
unclean.
Yes,
That's so
biblically, the
fucking
people who are uncircumcised are not Christians.
I just love it like, "You have granted this great salvation by the hand of your servant.
Like,
Shall I
"Alright,
now die of
motherfucker,
thirst and fall into the hands of my enemy?"
I did your dirty work. How about something to drink?
Just love like it's kind of just, you just get finished killing 1,000 guys.
He had the balls to backsass God.
Exactly. He said, "It's like
Soak
now
that in
I'm
for
thirsty."
a second. He had the
Mhm.
balls to
Oh,
backsass
man.
God. That's the end of our Bible study. Tune in next
Yeah,
week where we
exactly.
talk about Leviticus.
Oh,
Oh,
my
goodness.
gosh.
Woo! Who doesn't like Leviticus?
This
huh?
isn't what I signed up for.
Yeah, that's the law, boys.
Oh,
Oh, no.
man, dude. Like I said,
Yeah.
New Testament is what we live by now, but Old Testament was a wild time. Everyone loves to judge the Bible based on the Old Testament. I was like, that was a different time.
Oh, but it's
That was
fucking cool.
Oh,
A different
it's
time that
so
was full
cool.
of Moses saying, "Nah, you ain't cool," and then the ground opening up and
Die.
swallowing
Yes.
them whole.
What about the
Just
time?
saying,
what
man.
about the time whenever Moses throws down a stick and it turns into a snake, and then he says, "Pick it back up."
I mean, sorcerers did that too. They say in the story, but theirs weren't. I don't know, cool enough or something.
No, it was not real. I don't think
Yeah,
it was
there's-
all illusions.
That's
There
almost
was
as
an
good as-
illusory snake, and his was a real snake. Apparently, real Chad snake.
It's almost as good as whispering to a snake saying "seek" and it turning into a fucking arrow.
Hot take. Hot.
Oh man,
take.
talk about a callback from like 2 weeks ago.
Those
huh?
are that was the best fucking scene of that movie.
I loved that, man.
That was so weird.
It was the
Oh,
coolest.
what a fever dream that was.
That movie, the entire movie is a fever. I just don't even.
I will never
understand.
forget whenever what's his name? The actor?
Conan.
No. James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
When James Earl Jones turns into a snake, I was like, I'm different now. I can't go back.
Now hear me out.
I'm a changed man.
His whole
changed
motif
man.
in that movie was a snake called. But
Oh, of course.
hypothetically speaking, if he spec'd into any of the other animal trees, he could he could probably do that.
Anteater cult.
Turn an anteater into a fucking machine gun.
What would the old stories,
Pangolin cult, everybody.
like early 2000s books that like the Animorphs, is that what it's called?
The Animorphs, dude?
Yeah.
Oh my
You don't remember
god.
those? Where the book transitioned from like
Yeah,
human to
yeah.
animal
Yes.
or whatever it's
Oh
called.
my god.
It gave me that vibe
Ooh,
where I
those
was
are
like, what am I
evil.
watching?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh my
Animorphs
gosh.
is fucking
We'll have to find it
hilarious.
after the cast is over.
You look up any cover art and that shit's a fucking
Oh man,
acid
you want to talk
trip.
about a fever dream?
I don't
horrific.
want to. I'm gonna
No,
pass
it's
on
so
that.
funny, Ethan.
I can't. I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, they
Yeah. Look at the cat one.
Oh my god.
Is
Here's
it
a
gonna be
whole-
on my monitor if I do it?
Oh, I don't think
Do
so.
you have access to that?
I do. I mean, Dylan does, but
Yeah,
I don't.
bring that up.
I can't bring
Yeah.
it for him.
Pull that one up,
There's a
Jeremy.
roach one.
A roach.
Yikes.
Oh,
What
okay.
is-
That's just a blue screen of death in my face.
What is
I'm blind.
this?
So,
What am I looking at?
Oh,
All right. Well, this
Yeah.
is straight from the movie
Sorry.
we were watching.
that's okay.
Next time on Bible Study, though,
I think we covered all the points we wanted.
I kind of feel like it too. It's just it was
Next
hard
time on Veggie Tales.
It's just
VeggieTales.
it's another one of those you can't really like.
to talk about. You just need to see it. really.
Yeah, I mean,
You got to
the
see it to
fuck, what
believe
the fuck
it.
are you
It's
listening to
amusing.
us
It's
for? Just
good.
watch the fucking movie.
Yeah, honestly.
Don't say that's the whole point why we're here.
Yeah,
No, watch the movie first. Do your homework. That's why I try to say what we're watching next every episode, because then maybe we'll settle on it and people have time between the episodes to actually watch them and do their homework.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, watch the movie first, and then maybe you can give a shit about what we have to
Yeah,
say.
and then you can agree and talk to yourself quietly and sadly about with us, acting like we're, all together, but you're not here. But that's okay.
You're with us in spirit.
Yeah.
We love you.
Haha, welcome to the podcast. I like it too.
Nice.
Wow, good speak, guys. Okay, back
guess
to
the-
it though. Horse sense still top 10.
I was just
my
about. I just typed it
God.
in. I was like, so when are we gonna watch Jumping Ship, the
Oh,
sequel to Horse
no.
Sense?
Let's do that. You know what? Let's settle on that one. We watched something different this week. Let's do Jumping Ship, and we'll talk about that. Do your homework. Watch Jumping Ship, and then we'll do the next episode.
If
of the
you
podcast.
can find it.
It's on
It's
Disney
on
Plus.
Disney Plus. Yeah.
If you have Disney Plus, then you'll be able to share in this pain with me.
No pain. Did you know how good Horse Sense was, dude? This
Horse
high
Sense was
standards.
fucking phenomenal, but I don't know if Jump Ship is going to carry that.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Consistency.
don't think it can live up to Horse Sense.
It can't.
Okay, I don't think it can. But that's the thing. Now it's got high standards. If it's even a solid movie, we got to remember that even if it's like a 5 out of 10 to us, we're comparing it to the gem that is Horse Sense. Currently, my best movie of 2021.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Currently, my top movie of 2021.
That's
Wow.
insane.
I
so-
feel honored to some degree.
What the fuck timeline
so-
am I in?
What kind of
Or
fever
a
dream is this
decom
life?
movie is his
Oh,
top movie
gosh.
2021.
I'm just saying, man. It's great. Yeah, that's good.
We gotta find a real bad movie to watch too. We gotta at least sprinkle in a bad
Dude.
one.
we
please.
do for sure. But like,
Velocipaster.
Oh gosh.
E.G. Shark.
Is there any way you can stream that one, or do we have to get a DVD of that one?
Ah,
I know you want a DVD of it, but please.
there is absolutely no way
you
that is
cannot
going to
find
be
this
anywhere
online.
streamable.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
please. Google, please.
Maybe on like a pirate movie site, but even then that's a bit of a stretch.
Velocipaster streaming. Look it up. Let's see what we got.
There can't be.
Please. Because so help me God if it's on Amazon Prime right now.
There ain't no
It
fucking.
can't be.
Yes, that's it.
I just looked up an Animorph and it reminded
Yes.
me of the.
Yes, it's exactly
it's
what it
literally
is.
just like that in the show.
Oh man.
It's just like that.
Dude, number 3, he's just like.
Oh, yeah.
discombobulate.
They're very weird.
Oh,
they're
man.
so funny.
There's one. Find the one where the girl turns into the mouse.
I see a guy T-posing into a bird. That's cool.
Oh, nice. Talk about
This one's
asserting your
turning into a
dominance.
gorilla. That one's a bit sad.
Animorphs was fucking insane.
There's one where a girl in yellow shirt's turning into a white mouse, and it's very weird. I don't like it.
I cannot wait to find it. Animorphs, not TV series, just Animorphs.
Oh, yeah, there was a TV series thing, right?
Mhm.
Animorphs.
Yikes.
Oh yeah.
What a strange time the 90s were. Or early 2000s. I can't remember.
I'll be honest, it makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, of course.
But also, like,
Unsettled.
number 2 looks like modern high school women for some reason.
Oh my
Right now.
god.
Number 2 of her and a mouse is just, I don't know why. It just looks.
That's it. That's what I was talking about.
Number,
Oh,
number
man.
2 looks like. I can think of 3 nurses at the hospitals nearby that look
Oh,
like number
man.
2.
I wish
Oh,
I
yeah.
could,
I'm sorry
I
for
wish
insulting everyone.
so badly that I could have been the guy that came up with that.
Oh my
I'd
gosh.
tote that around like a
This
fucking
is an
trophy.
Animorph, but just straight up into a centaur alien. What the hell?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
A centallion.
Can we just talk also a brief a bit, just not
T-pose
going into
to
too
assert
much.
dominance.
Dylan. Oh my gosh.
Just T-pose.
Is that an eagle or an owl?
Form of hawk.
Or a
looks like-
hawk?
It literally just okay. Look, it says okay. I'm gonna describe this to you guys.
Hawk moth.
It says Animorphs with a picture of a guy who's like, you know, the just do it pose.
Yeah.
He's like halfway doing that with his like elbows bent and kind of all that, and then he'd go up a little bit wider to like a I'm gonna tackle you pose.
Yeah.
Then he T poses, and now they're kind of wings, right?
Yes.
Then it's just a really long owl with fingertips.
Nice.
And it's a full sized owl. Okay, look here. I'll zoom in on the fingertips. Look,
Oh my god.
The fingertips is actually something out of your nightmares.
look the one. Here we go. Look,
Has any one of the Animorphs
Second
got
one-
stuck halfway through?
second one to the top.
I
Okay.
hope so. Oh.
Yeah, see, okay, long
Oh,
owl
God.
with fingertips. Okay, that turns into an owl, and then above that it says Animorphs. But then the caption, like the title for the book,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
just says, "Be afraid." ... Dot.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's all it says.
That's perfect.
literally. I zoomed it up for you, Dylan. It
Oh my
literally
God,
just
that's the
reads, "Be
best.
afraid."
That's the
I'm-
greatest.
That's okay. So this is how Mothman was created, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay,
Cassie
we only
is,
have.
oh my god,
we only have a
these
few
are
more minutes.
so bad.
I just want to throw this out there again. We don't got to get into all the details of
Uh-huh,
it because it's going to be too much.
If it is what I think it is, you won't be able to stop me.
I have to
warned.
keep it brief. We have 4
Be
minutes.
warned.
We have
Horse
4 minutes.
sense.
I don't give a damn.
I know you, but I do because I don't want to cut anything out.
This is an
So
Animorph
we-
of someone turning into a slug, but it says she's making a change for the better, and that's just an insult.
So Dylan ended up showing me the original Gundam series.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
watching the full length
The
movies,
compilation
the
movies.
compilation movies, and man,
0079.
the only thing I can say is what a merry band of misfits.
Oh yeah, dude, the white base might as well be
The-
a fucking circus.
Oh man, it may as well be just a
A traveling road show.
I was just gonna say like a madhouse of just
Oh yeah.
everyone in the neighborhood, but you know,
Mhm.
all your neighbors are now your freaking military allies. So
Yep.
it's just, but man, the crazy wacky frames we've been seeing, the funny kind of goofy comedy
I'm
intermixed,
so disappointed they didn't give the GOG the screen
Oh,
time it
man.
had in the show, man.
just the comedy mixed in with the very serious story
People dying left and right.
and such a good story. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, because again, I've also seen a lot of the other stuff that happens in the Universal Century,
yeah.
like that precedes the original show. So now seeing like some of the beginning parts of it all and seeing how it's all going to now tie into like some very dark stuff in the future, I'm like, man, this is rough.
Mm-hmm.
But it has this kind of air of like, it still kind of feels like a kid's show to a minor degree, because it's still kind of fun and playful in a certain degree, and it's also like colorful and like wham action kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like,
Oh, whoops.
we're gonna,
this
Yeah.
this kid's parents are dead now.
oh, it's crazy. So I've been enjoying it, and we have one movie left out of the 3 to complete, and then we're gonna,
Encounters in space.
yes. Is Zeta going to be the next one we watch?
No.
No.
8th MS team is going to be the next
Got
one.
it. Okay.
I know
Well.
I know I've been building Zeta up
Oh, man,
a little
yeah.
bit for you, but
He
we'll
he
get
apparently
there.
says that Zeta is going to be my favorite, and I believe him.
That's my guess.
That's my guess, or his guess. Sorry, I agree with him because I don't know any better. So, but yeah,
That's going to be funny.
well, I'm not sure if Jumping Ship's going to be next or if something.
Jumping Ship is next.
Okay,
It has to
well,
be. It has to be. We
so
have no choice.
so say Ethan.
Shit.
Jumping Ship's going to be next.
Ship.
So
Have to jump this ship.
I'm trying to think if there's any other movie on my list that
I
is
just-
currently winning my movie of the year, and so far it is Horse Sense.
I just want to have rock bottom
How
expectations
fucked up is that?
for Jumping Ship, so that way.
Compared to just about everything else we've watched, that's your number one.
no.
Anyways.
There's other good, like Gladiators.
The
up there
worst part
too.
is I get it.
Yeah,
Like it's such a good
You can't
movie.
even insult me. What I'm saying is, like Gladiator, it's up there too. But
Okay.
also, dude, Horse Sense.
Okay.
Fuck, man.
Until next week, you guys, we'll probably be watching Jumping Ship, so stay tuned. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do your homework,
if you
nerds.
are looking for us, with Linktree/Ian Wolf, you can find all of our socials on there, find all of our goodies and
Forget
whatnot.
stay in school.
Yeah. We have Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, do all that kind of stuff. the aftermath.
Yo.
Look at our YouTube channel.
Ethan was taken on Instagram. I'm now posting things about whiskey in the gym.
Awesome. Until next time.
Yo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.